Welcome to Mind Blow, the ultimate destination for jaw-dropping content that will surprise, inspire, and entertain you every step of the way. If you love discovering the unexpected, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends to keep the excitement going. Your support helps us keep blowing minds and creating content you'll never forget. So buckle up and get ready, because this is just the beginning. In the complex world of international defense, there's a saying, nothing is ever truly free. This lesson was brought home to the Hellenic Navy of Greece in a dramatic fashion when the United States made a seemingly generous offer. 4 Freedom-class littoral combat ships, handed over at no upfront cost. On the surface, it looked like a windfall, a rare opportunity for Greece to modernize its naval fleet without the usual financial hurdles. The US Navy, eager to find new homes for these ships, presented the deal as a symbol of alliance and cooperation, hoping to strengthen ties with a key NATO partner.
On paper, the offer was almost too good to be true. The Freedom-class ships are sleek, fast, and packed with modern technology, exactly the kind of upgrade Greece's aging fleet seemed to need. The promise was clear. With these ships, Greece could instantly boost its naval capabilities, projecting power and securing its maritime interests in a turbulent region. But as with all things in defense procurement, the devil is in the details. Greece, cautious and experienced, knew better than to accept such a gift without a thorough investigation.
Greek naval experts traveled to the United States to conduct a meticulous inspection of the ships. What they found beneath the shiny exteriors was troubling. The main issue centered on the ship's combining gear, a critical component that links the engines and allows the ship to reach high speeds. This gear had a history of failures, causing breakdowns and requiring expensive, time-consuming repairs. The Greek team realized that accepting these ships would mean inheriting a host of technical headaches, with no easy or affordable solutions in sight.
The more they looked, the clearer the risks became. Free ships, they concluded, would quickly become a financial black hole, draining resources on maintenance, spare parts, and upgrades. The Greek government made the bold decision to publicly reject the offer, sending shockwaves through the defense community. This wasn't just a quiet refusal, it was a statement that even a free warship can be too costly if it comes with hidden liabilities. The reputation of the Freedom-class LCS took a significant hit, as Greece's decision raised questions about the ship's reliability and long-term value.
The implications went beyond just the US Navy moving on to the next potential buyer. This was a NATO ally, a trusted partner, openly rejecting what was supposed to be a symbol of alliance. The message was clear. Greece would not accept a gift that could turn into a strategic liability, no matter the diplomatic pressure or the allure of modern hardware.
The world took notice. The Freedom-class ships, once touted as the future of littoral combat, were now seen as more burden than asset. The long-term costs of keeping them operational, constant repairs, specialized parts, and technical support far outweighed the benefit of simply acquiring a new hull. For Greece, the decision was about more than money. It was about ensuring their navy remained effective and reliable, not bogged down by persistent technical failures.
With Greece out of the picture, the United States quickly turned its attention to another ally in need of naval modernization: the Philippines. The same ships, the same offer, now presented to Manila as a chance to bolster its maritime defenses in the face of growing regional tensions.
But the stakes are high. The Philippine government must weigh the benefits of acquiring modern warships against the risk of inheriting the same technical and financial problems that led Greece to walk away. The decision is not just about hardware, it's about the future of the Philippine Navy, its ability to operate effectively, and its role in the shifting balance of power in Southeast Asia.
The question now is whether the Philippines can find a way to make these ships work where Greece saw only failure. Will Manila invest in costly upgrades and maintenance? Or will it too decide that some gifts are best left unwrapped? The world is watching closely, as the outcome could set a precedent for future military aid and alliances.
The world is watching, the stakes are high, and the next chapter in the saga of the Freedom-class LCS is about to unfold on the global stage.
The Littoral Combat Ship, or LCS, was born from a bold and ambitious vision, one that aimed to revolutionize the way the US Navy operated in the world's coastal waters. The idea was simple, yet groundbreaking. Create a new class of fast, agile, and highly adaptable ships that could dominate the littorals, those shallow, near-shore environments where traditional warships struggled. The Navy wanted a vessel that could be quickly reconfigured for a variety of missions, from hunting submarines to clearing mines or engaging in surface combat, all while being affordable and easy to maintain.
The LCS was supposed to be the Navy's Swiss Army knife, a flexible and affordable platform with mission modules that could be swapped out in port to tailor the ship for specific tasks. This modular approach was meant to keep costs down and allow the Navy to respond rapidly to emerging threats or changing mission requirements. In theory, a single LCS could transform from a mine hunter to a submarine chaser in a matter of days. The Navy envisioned a large fleet of these ships, handling lower-end missions and patrolling dangerous coastal regions. This would free up the Navy's more powerful destroyers and cruisers to focus on high-end threats and blue water operations, maximizing the effectiveness of the entire fleet. Two distinct variants emerged from this vision: the Freedom class, with its traditional monohull design, and the futuristic-looking Independence class, featuring a trimaran hull. Each brought its own strengths and challenges to the table. The Freedom class, built by Lockheed Martin, was especially notable for its speed, capable of reaching over 40 knots, making it one of the fastest warships in the Navy's inventory. This speed was meant to give the LCS an edge in hit-and-run tactics and rapid response scenarios.
But as the ships entered service, the promise began to unravel quickly. The reality of operating and maintaining such a complex modular system proved far more difficult than anticipated. Mission modules, which were supposed to be swapped out in a matter of days, often took weeks to change. The process was complicated, labor-intensive, and required specialized equipment and training. As a result, most ships ended up locked into a single role for months at a time, undermining the very flexibility that was supposed to define the class.
Even worse, the ships were lightly armed compared to other warships, leaving them vulnerable in real combat situations. Their limited firepower and defensive systems made them ill-suited for the very threats they were designed to counter, raising serious questions about their survivability in contested waters. The biggest flaw, however, lay deep within the ship's engineering: the combining gear. This critical component, responsible for merging power from the ship's engines, proved to be a persistent source of failures and breakdowns, often sidelining ships for months at a time. Repairs were not only time-consuming but also incredibly expensive, with costs running into tens of millions of dollars per ship. Maintenance issues piled up, straining the Navy's budget and eroding confidence in the program.
Facing mounting costs, persistent reliability problems, and a growing sense of disappointment, the Navy made the difficult decision to start retiring these ships far earlier than planned. Some were decommissioned after just a few years of service, a stark contrast to the decades-long careers of other warships.
What began as a dream of a flexible, affordable coastal warrior ultimately became a cautionary tale in military innovation. The LCS program serves as a reminder that even the most promising ideas can falter when confronted by the harsh realities of engineering, logistics, and combat. In the end, the Freedom-class littoral combat ship stands as a promise unfulfilled, a symbol of ambition, innovation, and the challenges of turning vision into reality.
Greece's rejection was a lesson in pragmatic planning. They saw the combining gear flaw as a massive, expensive liability.
The ship's combat power was also lacking, too lightly armed for the Aegean's threats. Upgrading them would cost hundreds of millions more.
Greek doctrine demands survivable, heavily armed ships. The Freedom class didn't fit.
The LCS was the wrong tool for Greece, no matter the price. The risk outweighed the reward.
By saying no, Greece showed that a free ship can be a costly burden. Their decision is now a warning for others.
The Philippines faces a massive maritime challenge, over 36,000 kilometers of coastline, and an aging, outmatched navy.
Most ships are old, slow, and obsolete, some dating back to World War II.
In the West Philippine Sea, China's presence is overwhelming. Filipino ships are harassed and outnumbered.
Modernization is urgent, but progress is slow and expensive.
The offer of 5 Freedom-class ships is tempting, a shortcut to a more modern fleet.
These ships are newer, faster, and have better sensors than anything the Philippine Navy currently operates.
For a navy struggling to patrol its waters, the Freedom class looks like a game changer. But appearances can be deceiving. The risks are real. The Freedom class's speed and sensors are a huge draw for the Philippines. They could respond quickly across the archipelago, intercept threats, and reinforce remote outposts.
Advanced radar and sonar would boost maritime awareness, and the deal could deepen US-Philippine ties.
But the risks are immense. The combining gear flaw could leave the ships stranded and expensive to maintain.
The ships are lightly armed, no match for China's navy.
Manila risks ending up with a fleet that looks modern but can't fight.
A quick upgrade could become a long-term liability. The temptation is strong, but so is the danger. Manila must choose wisely.
As the Philippines considers moving forward with this critical defense partnership, it faces a pivotal moment. Manila must set strict, non-negotiable conditions to ensure the nation's security interests are fully protected and its navy is truly strengthened for the long term. These demands are not just preferences, they are essential requirements that will determine whether the deal is worth pursuing at all. The first and most urgent demand is a permanent, US-funded fix for the ship's combining gear. This is the heart of the vessel's propulsion system, and any compromise here could jeopardize the entire fleet. Manila cannot accept temporary solutions or vague promises. Only a full, lasting repair, paid for by the US, will suffice. The reliability of the Navy's operations depends on it.
Second, the Philippines requires a comprehensive, multi-year training and sustainment package. This must include not only advanced training for sailors and officers, but also a guaranteed supply of spare parts and ongoing technical support. Without these, even the best ships will quickly fall into disrepair. The U.S. must commit to supporting the Philippine Navy for years to come, ensuring the fleet remains operational and effective.
Third, Manila insists on substantial assistance to upgrade the ship's weapons systems, especially their anti-ship missiles. Modern threats require modern firepower. The Navy's ability to patrol and defend Philippine waters hinges on having credible, up-to-date armaments. The US must help transform these ships into formidable assets, not just floating platforms.
Fourth, the financial terms of the deal must be completely transparent and genuinely favorable to the Philippines. Hidden costs or ambiguous clauses are unacceptable. Manila needs clear, upfront pricing and a fair agreement that reflects the strategic value of this partnership. The U.S. should shoulder a significant share of the costs through military financing programs. This isn't just about money, it's about demonstrating true alliance and commitment. By investing in the Philippines' security, the U.S. shows it values the partnership and regional stability.
Manila must also conduct a rigorous, transparent cost-benefit analysis, just as Greece did in its own defense negotiations. Every aspect of the deal must be weighed carefully, with national interest as the guiding principle.
If these strict terms are not met, the Philippines must be fully prepared to walk away from the table. No deal is better than a bad deal that could undermine the country's security or waste precious resources.
Accepting unfavorable terms would be a costly mistake. A bad deal is worse than no deal at all, especially when national defense is at stake.
The stakes in these negotiations are incredibly high. The outcome will shape the future of the Philippine Navy and the nation's ability to defend its maritime interests. Only a perfect agreement, one that meets every non-negotiable demand, can justify moving forward. Every detail, from technical specifications to legal clauses, must be scrutinized with utmost care. There is no room for error or oversight. The future strength and credibility of the Philippine Navy depend on the outcome of these talks. The right deal will empower the fleet for decades. The wrong one could set it back years. Manila must negotiate from a position of strength, unwavering in its demands and clear in its vision for a secure, sovereign future.
If handled right, this deal could jumpstart the Philippine defense industry. Local shipyards should handle maintenance and upgrades, creating jobs and building expertise.
The Philippines could become a regional hub for Freedom-class support, attracting contracts from allies.
Integrating new weapons and sensors offers local firms a chance to partner with U.S. defense giants. This hands-on experience is invaluable for future self-reliance.
But this requires government commitment and smart negotiation. If all work goes back to the U.S., it's a missed opportunity. Manila must demand real industrial offsets and technology transfer. The Philippine Navy stands at a crossroads. Accepting the Freedom-class ships could transform the fleet or become a costly mistake.
The ships offer rapid modernization, but their flaws are well known. The Greek rejection is a warning.
Without ironclad guarantees, the Philippines risks ending up with expensive, unreliable ships.
The deal must include a permanent fix, training, weapons upgrades, and industrial benefits.
Every detail must be scrutinized, free from political pressure.
If the terms aren't right, Manila must be ready to walk away.
A bad deal would haunt the Navy for decades, but a well-negotiated agreement could bridge the gap to a modern fleet. The stakes couldn't be higher. This decision will define the future of the Philippine Navy. The world is watching.